We can still talk, maybe.
In the night, carrying scars that are hidden from sight. She's been through the fires, through the lies, through the pain, but her spirit stands strong like the sun after rain. Oh, the world's eyes are closed, blinded by fear, ignoring the cries that echo so near. To uncover, to see what's been done, to heal the broken, to welcome the sun. She's calling for the world's attention now, to lift the veil, take off the crown. Forgiveness must find its rightful place, not just for her, but for the human race. Through the lies, through the fear, we'll rise above, with courage, with truth, and with endless love. Castles, the thrones they defend, turn justice to ashes, they've nowhere to bend. They harass, they oppress, they're drunk on their power, but the light of the truth grows brighter each hour. We'll forgive, but remember, we'll let go of hate, for understanding must open the gate. Their ignorance stems from the fear they conceal. It's time for the world to wake up and heal. She's calling for the world's attention now, to lift the veil, take off the crown. Forgiveness must find its rightful place, not just for her, but for the human race. Through the lies, through the fear, we'll rise above, with courage, with truth, and with endless love. Oh. Are they searching for the child, the light that we lost?
Hi, everybody who is going to end up on watching this stream, maybe not live, but maybe after. This is a very special edition of the new Woman Warrior Table, and it's a special edition for helping Julia Wandelt, Madeleine McCann. And please say welcome to Jana, who is one of the brave women who showed up in the court when Julia had to go to court. And we are a lot of people behind this case that have been spending a lot of time on researching it, and a lot of time on having a lot of emotions, because it's we know that everybody knows that something is seriously wrong in this case. So it's about the most famous kidnapped girl in the world. I am so worried for my own soul to leave her alone in a prison now in the UK, if she is seriously the Madeleine McCann that have been disappeared since 2007. And that's why I think we are some people that we have different reasons why we find it important to fight for different cases. But the children somehow must always be the first ones. We protect children, animals, um, beings that cannot stand up for themselves. And right now we're having to do with a girl that none of the parents want even to. She's supposed to have maybe two families, and none of them want to make her a DNA test. And we understand that there's a lot of you out there that doubt that she's Madeleine McCann. And this is not a broadcast or live to make you convinced that she is, but just to keep human rights where they are supposed to be. So to get a DNA test, to know where you're from, is a human right. So we will please ask you to go and sign the petition. Jana, maybe you, while I'm going to put the petition link in the comments, I want to say that me and Jana have spent many, many, many hours in the back. We are getting Allison in as well. And we have talked a lot. We have cried a lot. I hope we can not cry today. I don't know, but it's really hard because if you are a human being, I was writing with Julia before she since November actually. So I have very many thanks from her for everything. Like she's the most thankful person, sweet, innocent, truth, intelligent, super intelligent, something that you only become if you have been pressured to become this intelligent. Don't you think, Jana? This is like she's overly,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Very,
Jana,
very.
very.
All done all her investigations herself. Amazing, amazing young woman.
And it's also like big investigators like Gary Waterman, that is a policeman that say he's amazed of her work. It's amazing. And what I did when I met her was to every time she came with something, I triple checked it. So my investigation went further than hers. And I helped that Julia push it there, send it that way. It's maybe I want to put up the link from the beginning. Do you want to tell Jana how? Because I don't even know. I think like what made you come into this case?
Well, I just stumbled across it. I was listening to different cases and then came across Julia, and was blown away what a beautiful young girl she was. So sweet, just wanted the truth. And was disgusted listening to how Operation Grange treated her on that phone call. And then I was just sucked in. As you know, Arika, it was hours, isn't it? It's hours of listening. And there's no disputing. I understand, like you've just said, that a lot of people may not think she's Madeleine McCann. And there might be that chance she isn't. I personally believe she is. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But that's my belief. But even if she's not Madeleine McCann, she still deserves to know the truth. She deserves a DNA test. None of it makes sense.
None of it.
None of it.
She had called the police before. She had when Operation Mark from Operation Grange. If to the people who don't know it, Operation Grange is police department made only to find Madeleine. That is the only person in the world that she got her own investigation team, Operation Grange, which have held 140 million euro or something crazy amount to find her. And everybody on their side saying she's dead. We have proof she's dead. Therefore, we know, and this is what Mark in Operation Grange is saying as well, we have proof she's dead. Therefore, we are not going to even test you. So my question is, if all of you is from the Operation Grange are so sure she's dead, why are we not closing the department and having a funeral for Madeleine and the parents and the twins, so everybody can come to peace with that. Why? That doesn't either make sense. And that Julia gets arrested in the airport, arriving in the airport with her passport, because I don't think she can come into the airport without her passport. Then she get arrested, and within a week, in the mainstream media, her name changed 3 times. From Julia Wandelt to Julia Wandel. No, they changed 2 times her names and 3 times her prisoner number in a week or 2 weeks. Just confusion. We have so many proofs. I think the best 2 sites that we can lead you to is Justice for Julia and Free Julia Wandelt Facebook pages. It is so full of people's investigations, and it's not people who just it's people who really want to find out the truth. So it's deep investigations.
Yeah, and we need them signatures.
We really
lots
need
of them.
A lot.
I've actually got to a point now. I've got to a point, Arika, where I'm seeing people, my friends or whoever, and I'm saying, you need to sign. You need to give me your phone, and I do it for them. They go do it because they don't. They just
seriously. It's your name, surname. Press send. Go to your email. Confirm. That's it. And it's a dangerous game. We are in danger. They are watching all of us. So we are in danger doing this. So if we have to send letters to Operation Grange, asking them to have some transparency about why we cannot why Julia cannot get the DNA test, letters to the authorities in Poland, why are you not reacting on your citizens? I'm in danger saying it here, just for the human rights. And if I ask ChatGPT or whoever, what should I do in my circumstances, being worried for Julia having private messages saying she got pain in her teeth and bones, and I have analysis of the medical report from she was 9 to 14. If she was Madeleine, she was actually only 7 to 12, which means she had been over medicated with 6 different prescriptions, all having the side effects giving memory loss. And the analysis had the conclusion saying her organs, she could have died of it since she is not dead. Her organs can have been permanently damaged. And I don't know if we can say this, but one of us close have been visiting her lately, and she's eating white toasted bread. I was like, I can show all the messages. I'm not going to do that because I cry every time I look into the messages between me and her. But we were really trying to give her all. She just wanted natural medicine. She didn't want any more of all this medication that she had been given. So we have to help her with her human rights. She don't have parents. She don't have any. We are the ones. So I think with 1,000 signatures, I would feel better. Also because we are representing a lot of countries. Then we stand strong together. This is a group fight. It's not me and Janas. And it's everybody, all women who have, at least all women, if your mother, I'm going to put the link here.
Like this person here, I can't pronounce the name, says it does make sense when one realizes that these ways of moving children around for various reasons is happening to many, many people. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
My fight started.
But the thing is, so many people don't get it. They just don't get it. So this is why we've got to push and push.
and keep telling about it, because if you don't know, you don't know. That's one kind of ignorance. If you do know and you still ignore it, that's a whole other story. Now is your consciousness in trouble. So, so we kind of know that everybody knows. So the minimum we can ask for is transparency for Julia, because it doesn't look like she's on her way out, does it?
It's heartbreaking that there's our hands are tied. There isn't much we can do except, like you say, get this petition done, get the letters out, and do as much as we can, because we can't do much more than that. And this is what's heartbreaking. Like Alison's seen her, had to walk away.
I think that's. Say that again, Jana. You just got out a little bit.
Oh, what did I say? Yeah, it's heartbreaking that there's not much we can do. This is as much as we can do. What we're doing now, trying to get these signatures in, get letters out. It's frustrating. It's upsetting. Alison went to see her. She's had to leave her there. She shouldn't be there.
She shouldn't be there at all. She shouldn't be there. If someone is listening and they don't never listen Julia speak, I mean, she's an angel.
Yeah.
She speaks like an angel. She's ready to forgive all and everything. She cannot harass anybody, and it's not harassment to ask somebody for DNA. And when they refuse, it's not strange to walk up on the door and ask. It's not, and it's not harassment to contact somebody on Instagram to ask and say that I think that you are my brother and sister, and they can block her instantly on all these platforms. So this is not harassment that can put somebody to prison for so many months. It's since February. It's been there since the 19th of February.
It's disgusting.
And do we know anything about next court or anything? No? August?
2nd of October, that's when the trial is supposed to be.
October.
Huh?
They could just send her home to Poland.
I was, yeah.
From the beginning, and saying it's a choice.
Sorry, Arika, you cut out then. You've paused. Are you back?
Leanne is saying they don't let you have natural medicine even in the hospitals in the UK. They lock it away, even vitamins. It's insane. Yes, but they are still responsible. If we make them responsible, if something happens to her while she's in their custody, because Julia have set herself public on Sean's channel through a phone call, I feel in danger. I do not feel safe. She don't even know why she's there. One of the most intelligent young girls I ever met, she don't know why she's there. I'm pretty sure she's reading all law books that exist while she's in there, if she can. And she still don't know why she's there, because she's not supposed to know why she's there, because it doesn't make any sense. So if something happens to her while she's in there, this is what the letters can do. Then we are 1,000 people behind her, that we have made you aware that she is sick physically, not psychologically like they maybe would like, but she's not at all. She's traumatized for sure of what had been done to her, that nobody could not be, but she handled that.
The thing is, it's how the media have done it as well. The media said they give her a DNA test. What? It's all lies. That's lies. She hasn't had a DNA test. So that alone, for the public, surely that should ring alarm bells. If the public have been told that she had a DNA test, to shut it all down, and then they're told that she hasn't had a DNA test, that should ring alarm bells for everybody. We are being lied to. As well, Julia's being lied to.
Very much. We are all like what they're saying she's doing, and Karen, harassment is what they're doing. So sooner or later, we will have to file them for the harassment. They're wasting all our time all around the world because we do know something is completely wrong. So it's like you're fucking all humanity. I mean, and then you're saying we are the one doing the harassment. I mean, I don't think so. Transparency could be solving a lot of problems. Very easy, but they don't want cooperation. So you can hear Mark from Operation Grains, and to people who haven't seen it, I would put it on my channel. I think maybe it is already there. Is it? I think maybe it's there. But there's an interview with Operation Grange, Mark, and he clearly says that he's gaslighting her. I have totally analyzed that. Plus, I wrote Operation Grange back in February, I think, and the answer, like the auto reply I got back from them, I put into ChatGPT and I said, "What do you think about this?" And they say, "This is gaslighting language. They're trying to threaten you." They use and the same, like you said before, that the media are lying. They can put it like very. So many people think that because Julia was on the Dr. Phil show, somehow it sounds like Dr. Phil provided her with a DNA test, but that is not true at all. He did not.
I only watched that in recent, I don't know, in the last 2 months, because I didn't want to watch it, and then I watched it, and I was disgusted watching it.
So disgusting. That is as well. I asked many people, like, if there's a professional one who is used like a criminal something, that we have a name or something that can analyze behaviors, because this is what Dr. Phil is doing. He's putting two people in to look at Julia and her behaviors when somebody should be looking at Dr. Phil and those two people's behaviors, because that is who I was looking at. And Dr. Phil is actually gaslighting those two people that he's asking to gaslight Julia.
Yeah. And there was a level of manipulation there as well to get them to say certain things.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's happening all in the last 5 minutes. So he let Julia get all vulnerable, and then he gaslight her, and then he make like a vote. People can put up their hands. Do you believe it's Julia? Don't you believe it's Julia? And those hands can come. We all know those hands can come from a show you made 10 years ago. You know. So,
exactly.
I mean, it's so rude.
Yeah. It's wicked. That's what it is. To do to a human being, it's wicked. Wicked.
That's wicked. Why? What happened to you in your childhood? What? I mean, everybody can be forgiven if you just stop now. Just let us take some questions here. Where is Alison? I'm just gonna write. What did I? Yeah, let's take some. We're so lucky. There's people writing and helping us. Yeah. Yes. If people are aware and still ignore this, then that says something about their blocks. The least people can do is speak. Take part in raising awareness as you are doing now. Well, thank you so much. But it's not everybody who is made to speak. And I mean, everybody can do, and it's not funny for me either. I'm not like made to go on the screen. It's something
you
like
are.
No, I'm not.
You are.
No, I am not.
You are.
And this is how we're always sitting with everybody, all of us in the back. We are like, oh my God, I'm going live. We really don't like it. We're doing this because this is the only right thing to do. To bring awareness. We don't think it's funny. I mean, then I would just talk about building new Earth, but I don't think humanity is ready for new Earth before this is solved. I know maybe
Absolutely.
very nice spiritual people who say, but it's because you're in that frequency and you're looking down into the dirt and then you're not gonna. No, if we, because the same people believe I am the manifester and they are the manifester, and if I am the manifester, there's not going to be any new Earth before this problem is solved. And
Yeah.
in my world, I am the manifester, so it's we cannot have free energy delivered to this kind of people. How we cannot. So we need to get this solved, which means we need to stand up together. There should be
Yeah.
50,000 signatures right now in that because I know it's all the world,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
cannot share it to everybody. I made songs for her. I created all the letters to all these different. I made the Facebook. I made it. I just need you all people to please share and help me, please. Uh,
Please.
yeah, Mid and Maya, stand together. When have you heard from Julia? When have you hear from Julia? Date. I haven't heard from Julia. Uh, it took me a long time even to believe she was in prison. Yeah, I mean, it's been people working deep inside of this. Nobody trusts anybody. We are very, very few in our bags, in small, I guess, uh, what do you call it, clumps. Like, okay, we have our full trust now, but it's very,
Yeah.
very difficult to trust each other in this. Um, so I wrote Julia first, and also when you have to write to Julia through this email system, you have to deliver your address. You have to write your full address, and so now they know where I live. You know, and in the end, so you have to go. Okay, fuck it. I told my friends the other day, 2 days ago, I was with them, jumping around, saying I am not suicidal. Because what the fuck? I mean, they really tried to scare us. They want to come after our money that we never had. You know, come after the money. We don't have any. So take us to court for money. We don't have them. You took them all. These industries took all our money. You put us down for trying to expose it. So we don't have money you can steal, you know. Then you have to put us all in prison. And then you have to live in this sad world all alone. I prefer we all get together, have forgiveness ready, um, but push them big time together. Humanity, like there must be a lot. I know there's a lot of good people out there.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. And I
So
think Julia's case as well is huge. You know, Madeleine McCann is huge. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, isn't it, really? If we can solve this, and that's
yeah,
what
I
needs to
don't.
happen.
It's not a secret. It's so I'm not sitting saying something that now I can be arrested for. This is set in Sean Edwards' channel. It's Julia's own memories. Also, I have a video on my YouTube channel with all her memories and drawings. And she remembers Prince Andrew. She remembers Ghislaine Maxwell. She remembers Epstein. She remembers Savile. What's his name? That old DJ. That was a famous English DJ. And Gary
Oh,
Water. Yeah, if I remember right. Yeah,
okay. I won't say the name just in case I'm not thinking on the right person.
he's like a blonde. That's a Danish version of him. He's also dead today. So when I saw, and that's also from another country. So in the same time, they had a DJ in each country with blonde hair, bleached hair. They're all the same.
Okay.
It's crazy. They put one in each.
Yeah, it's crazy how it's all set up.
and Gary Waterman on Sean Edwards. It's also on my channel now. Part 4 with Julia is Gary Waterman, who is ex-policeman from the UK. And he started to research and took from Julia's Polish mother's company called Crocodile. It's a clothing, kids clothing, not it's a whole line, no? What do you call that when you have many shops around the world, like selling children's clothing. And so he goes in and to, what is it called, that place? If somebody else want to go, where you check all the
Franchise.
Where you check the business numbers in the UK. Home office. What's it called? Maybe I check Gary's messages. Anyway, where all the companies are registered. He goes, so he traced from what happened out from her company, which other companies is this meeting, who is sitting in the same concerns or whatever. And in 4 hours, he went straight from that company to the McCanns, into the vaccine industry, into the Ukrainian war. It's really crazy. I mean, that blew me away, part number 4 with Gary. That one blew me away.
Yeah, that was an eye-opener, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mm.
And it goes into the banks, to the selling of houses industry.
And the thing it's worth the listening to if you haven't listened to that. But I'm imagining most people on this podcast or who listens to this surely would have listened to all that already. Do you reckon? I hope. And
yeah, sometimes I hope we get some new ones in, because the others were just like talking in an echo chamber. But so please try and invite all the people you wouldn't, and say it just takes seriously 10 seconds. And then you're doing a really big difference for a person that might be Madeleine McCann. And I also,
if anyone can put in the chat that they are new to this, that would be interesting as well.
Maybe I go through the comments here. Hope Julie is feeling better health-wise. A step so sad what they are doing to her. They are harassing her by doing this. Yes, that is for sure they are. We can think maybe one thing. Maybe she's more safe in there than outside right now. 2nd of October. Thank you, Sandra. So on the 2nd of October is the court. But she. Okay, so Alison, where are you, honey? Come in to us, because she have been visiting with Julia just recently, and maybe it's just too hard. I don't know. She's very sensitive. She's been really, really sad of how she was even treated in the prison while she was visiting. Like a cattle, she wrote. I was treated like cattle just visiting her. What was I going to say?
Sign the petition.
Yeah, thank you, Yana. Just sign the petition. That's actually the only thing we want to say. Just sign it. And send it to other people. And please, if you could just spend maybe 10 minutes each going into, it's everywhere people are writing in some comments to something. Just give her the DNA there. Just put the link, please. If it's in a YouTube video or something, just please. Let me just ask Alison. She's coming in at 6 her time. Okay, so that's in 20 minutes.
Okay.
So I misunderstood, because these timelines things. Okay, so Alison is coming in here at, so it's going to be 7 my time, 6 your time. We have greetings from Netherlands. Thank you. Thank you. I know I cannot right now download the full new list from Avast. I have contacted them. It was also a problem the last time I wanted to download it. So I can't find the download button. So we have only a list of the first 186 signatures.
Mm.
And in those, we are representing 17 countries. So one thing is the 200 signatures, but it's representing a lot of countries. So now we just really need more humanity, humanity, more mothers who can stand up for a really, really lost human being. She's really lost. And I know that there's people in Africa lost without, but this case is maybe the one that can stop it all, because this is the royals' involvement. This is the top shit. I just got new research yesterday, and of course, I've been told all the time, be careful, take care of yourself. What can I do? Do I take care of myself and not saying anything? No, because I was rotting inside of myself, rotting for shutting up. I cannot.
No.
I cannot.
Once you know. Sorry.
Once you know. Yes.
I say once you know, you can't let go. You can't walk away from it. You can't. You have to keep going.
And because it's silencing so many people, making their life so miserable. It's not only the victims, it's people who have been seeing something, hearing something, meeting something, just having the feeling it was there. This can make your life impossible, because they have all the money in the fucking world.
Yep.
They own the media. We would make a longer broadcast another day, where I think we're going to show some most important thing. Maybe go through the 2 pages and pull out the really, really massive explosion ones, like Queen Elizabeth's boat was in the harbor at the same time as she was taken and gone after.
That's news to me, Arika.
Ah, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's been on the page for a long time.
Oh, really? How have I missed that?
Months ago, I think. It's a sailboat, and then that was Queen Elizabeth. And we also know that, and everybody knows that, I guess, that the Podestas, John and Tony Podesta, which is it John Podesta that was Hillary's helping hand, or what do you call it, her secretary, or what do you call it. And these two were in Portugal, in that area, and have a house in that area at the same time as it happened also. And if you look into the paintings that belongs to one of these brothers,
yeah,
then it gets very obvious. There's so many survivors coming out now. I mean,
there is
so many. And Sean Edward, thank you so much for opening your space for all of them. Wow.
Yeah, he's been brilliant, hasn't he?
My friend Sasha that did that back in 2015 and started ITNJ.org back in 2015 and started all of that back then, exposing huge military operations or testimonies. Ronald Bernard, if nobody have seen the interview with Wandelt, he was the one who got me to the forgiveness point, to understand that even the most evil man can be forgiven when he gets out of it, like when he understands what he's doing, you know. And I was out of my body for 2 weeks after that interview I saw with him of testimony. I was not myself because it became very real. The worst of it all, these really, 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 really bad cases. I don't even want to say it here. Like, do I? Hamstered children case. Can I just say the Hamstered children? This kind of um disgustingness. Now I forgot what I was going to say.
Yeah, it's all connected. It's all connected. It all needs to stop. It all needs to be, well, it's exposed anyway. Now it's all exposed to the people who want to see it.
Yeah.
It now has to be out there for the ones that don't want to.
I lost all my family for this, and I know that many people are scared of, if they stand out and say something, can lose their relatives because it sounds too crazy for them, and it sounds crazy, and they don't even want to help you if you were crazy. They just leave you. They just leave you in the dirt. Oh, I'm blocking it, man. Fuck, she's my cousin daughter. Just block her. She's crazy. Okay. If I'm that crazy,
we're worried about you. We're worried about you.
Yeah, we're actually worried the other way, that you can look through all of that. Because I don't remember when I looked up. Yeah.
Arika, sorry. See how your family, or my family, anyone's family that doesn't, get it, and how it makes us feel. Imagine how that is on somebody like Julia, who has gone through everything she's gone through, and the doors are being shut in her face. I mean, we haven't been through any of that, but just to be told, are you sure you're okay? Then, that is not very nice. So for somebody like that's been through what Julia's been through, you can't imagine.
No, the worst is when people don't believe you. That's the worst. They just don't believe you.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's like, what?
It's horrible.
I mean, why should I make it up? And then they are professional and just shooting it back, saying you're crazy or you are. That's the easy way. Yeah. What is I said here? The tormentors lock up one to torment all the others that can see. The
like
ones
say,
that
it's just
can
pure
see,
gaslighting.
Yeah. The ones that can see and care suffer along with that. Yeah. And it's really painful. It's really painful to see you all ignore it, making us suffer it all alone. For me, it's here in Denmark, on a very small island that I live on. Very small island. It's in the mainstream medias that they are force removing the children very, very illegally. And I'm the only one that did not. I mean, of course, the mothers and the families are standing up, but nobody else, except for me. All my friends that also live here, nah, we're not gonna. Okay, so when it happens to you, then we would. Okay, but then I'm not gonna be there. Then I'm not gonna be there. Or maybe I am, because I'm me. But it's really painful and it's killing us slowly, man. My hair turned gray in 2 weeks, I felt like. It's like, okay, then I can. what are you saying? Totally tortured to make people feel helpless. Yeah, tortured, totally disgusting. I say no person should be treated in such an abdominal way. Ab-
Yeah.
you should read this. You're
Abom-
English.
yeah. Person should be treated in such an abominable way. I am rubbish at reading and like spelling. I think your name is Adelaide. Adelaide? I think
Sarah
I've
is
just
also
worked it out. Adelaide Rose. But it's took me all this time. So yeah, I say no. Person should be treated in such an abominable way. How low can the criminals go? This is one example. Yeah.
that's really low.
Adelaide Rose.
It's
Yeah.
it's embarrassing to watch. And that's when they say we are one, and then I just feel like no. Like, I mean, we're definitely not connected. I feel very, very separated from people who don't own empathy and sympathy and all the ones, which seems to be all the ones working with children and old people
Yeah.
in and and actually we should put that over like the whole like a way to test if you have empathy or sympathy.
Not all, but a lot.
Yeah, not all. Of course, there's always good ones in there. It's difficult for them to stay long though, unless they get forced to do it because I mean yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot of gaslighting and a lot of covering for each other. Yes, especially that covering up for each other. So I received a lot of materials that I didn't see before. And this is from the beginning that they owned the media. Ghislaine Maxwell's father was the biggest media dude. He owned all the medias back then. Also when Diana died. So they own the media. And people still believe that everything that comes from Reuters, copy paste to all the countries, is worth anything. It's not. It's really time to go on YouTube and Rumble and go and listen to real people because they are really, really far out in these mainstream medias. And the pictures you have put up, Julia, journalist, I'm going to talk to all of you. And all journalists are going to get a letter as well behind from all of these 50,000 signatures I'm going to get. Because
yeah. We did speak to a journalist when we were outside the court about the pictures. And he agreed. And I think the same journalist did put up a different picture. But we had a nice long chat with him. But yeah, he said to a certain degree his hands are tied. So I'm sure maybe he'll wake up eventually. He did take some pictures. I don't know whether it's off Alison or one of the other guys that was there.
Why don't all of you journalists?
But unless you get a one-to-one with them and open your heart to them, they're just doing their job.
Yeah, they're just printing, going in, copying from the writers, putting it in. They don't maybe even. He was a student in Denmark. In Denmark, he was a student. He was a journalist student. I could see who was writing about it. Let's see here. I have shared out the petition and signed. Thank you. Occult Examiner, you are here back with us. Thank you so much. Please send a link to your YouTube channel. I think I didn't get a screenshot of it yesterday. We like to find you there.
Thanks for the comments as well, guys, because I don't know about Arika, because Arika's really cool at doing this, but I was really nervous coming on camera.
You're doing so good.
So the comments are good.
Can you, if I put them up, can you put them up? No. Only I can put them up.
No, I can't.
No.
I don't
There's
want
not
to either.
even fresh
I'm scared.
fruit in the... You're doing good, Yana. Please, everyone. I'm gonna play Sean. I'm gonna play Sean for a while. Please, everyone. If Yana is going good on the screen, please give me a 1.
No. Erica, there's going to be so many 2s.
Come, anyone. Yes,
it's like, what?
Julia, it's for you.
All
really.
I want is the signatures. Just give us the signatures.
That's for 1.
Signatures.
1. You're doing amazing. Look, and we are seriously, none of us like it in the back. We are seriously all sitting. It's not like we're sitting going about what we look. It's more like just
yeah. It's just different. Just different.
But isn't it that true? As soon as we press live, we are here, and it's like we are talking in the back. I hope.
Yeah.
You get another 1 if you say yes. No.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What's the time? Alison is coming in 9 minutes. Everybody put a number 1 if you would like to hear a song that Julia is singing herself. And I sent that to her I made a little video. I haven't shared it very widely because the photograph that is in it, I don't know who owns it. Should I share it? Maybe I just share her real, her own song, and I would ask somebody to ask Julia if we can share that other one. So, do you want to hear something?
Yeah.
Now I can see the comments. This is Julia. I mean, oh my God.
When we first met, I was so depressed. I couldn't get out from a messy bed. I couldn't sleep all night. Couldn't talk all days. I couldn't clean my messy bed. I wasn't sure how to fix my life. Didn't know how to help myself. I hide myself in the dark. Every single thing triggered me so hard. After years of lying down, finally I realized it's not a life I really need. I had to be the bottom to fly and feel the light. I had to taste how it feels when you're falling down. When you're falling down, now I love this feeling. The feeling of being high. I love this feeling. The feeling of being high.
Oh, I get goosebumps all over. If you knew.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
She's supposed to make music, not be in prison. So Kate McCann was a musician before she met Gary.
Plays the guitar as well. How talented.
Yeah, I really wish I could play the other one. I don't know if I can.
Jerry, yeah.
No, we better ask her. Oh, I can just change the image for the next time. Because that song is, yeah, that makes me really.
She needs a DNA test.
Actually, that song is inside the petition, so of course we can show it. How do I do that? Petition.
Oh, yes.
I made that video for her on Christmas Day because she was actually alone there, I think.
You are such a clever lady.
We were like writing every day. We were working, me and Julia. And now she don't even remember me. You know, because like now she's meeting new prisoners, friends, so many people who have been around her. I knew from the beginning I'm not going to put any pressure on her to try even to make her trust me, because I have been inside of this case for 13 years and I don't trust anybody, very few. Jana, Alison, very, very few. So, Karen, and Julia.
Alison.
Alison, yes. And definitely.
Have we ticked them all?
She's coming here. Alison.
Yay.
Oh, I love you, Alison. Look at that smile. I can see it before you.
Hi. Oh, hello, Jana. Hello,
Hi,
Arika.
Alison.
So good to see you again.
So good to see
You too.
Good.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm ready. I'm ready with my info of what I've got from the prison visit.
Bring it on. I think people are ready. Maybe I just get ready with the comments here. Okay,
Yeah.
so Alison visited Julia, what, 4 days ago? 3?
Saturday, just gone. Saturday, just gone.
So, Alison, you was one of the first ones I got in contact with under all of this, I think.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah. Oh, now I get goosebumps again. So there's a lot of feelings inside of this case. Yeah, because it's about frequency, especially when it's about trust, and to find people who have the same flame. It's not easy. So I felt you from the beginning, and wow, you are one of one kind. There's not many of you. Can we have at least 1,000 pieces of signatures, which is like one hair of Alison?
Oh, stop it! Stop it! But listen, well, when you're ready, because I'd love to offload how it was to go and see her, and then take any questions. But something you just said then, Arika, that basically Julia's trusting less and less people, and that was, she showed me her vulnerable side, which was an honour. But I can honestly tell you, I've never been in a prison. I've actually never visited anybody in prison. I'm not proud of that as such, but it's just not happened. But I hated every second of what they do to you. From the second you're walking up with the cameras watching you, to how you have to give so much ID, fingerprints both sides. You're stripped down to nothing. I mean, not no clothes. I mean, personality wise, they're not interested. No smiles, nobody engaging, even though we're the visitors, and there's lots of children and people queuing up for ages. You're not allowed to take anything in there. I even had some tissues that they just threw in the bin as if, you know, they don't matter. I said, well, are the tissues in there? Because I knew I'd be moved. And they were so cold. Apart from the young lady on the desk, who was the first person, and she tried to be nice. And then maybe the next guy a little bit, but after that, it was just horrible, 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 cruel, evil. You're not going to get anybody out of there, you know, in a sound. You know, people are going to be so. I couldn't wait to get out, but I loved every second of being with Julia. And she desperately needs it. And Yana, if you can find a way to get there, she needs us. I'm just so far away. I was still traveling home at 9 at night. And I was I've taken days to ground myself, because they keep, you know, searching you. They put you through everything. You're just made to feel like a criminal. And I said to them, why do you do it like this? And they said, because people break the rules and bring things in. But I just thought, how dehumanizing. And why is this beautiful 23-year-old in here? She almost skipped to me, because I'm put on a table. There's loads of linking up with machines. Before you even get there, you're shoved into like cattle place, like in a lift thing, that you're all squashed with people you don't know. And then you're put into one outside with huge fences, and then you have to go into another one, and then all the doors are locked behind you. And I tried to joke and say, what if there's a fire? And they said, well, we all go up in smoke. And I thought, just horrible, horrible, horrible place to be. And we've got to get her out. We've got to make the world realize she certainly has not committed any stalking or harassment. And I just researched it a little bit. And the Crown prosecution has to prove beyond reasonable doubt that she knew she would cause harm. She would either do it with threats, with physical threats, verbal threats, non-verbal threats. That girlie is the gentlest, most precious, priceless thing. And how they can do this to her is to break her down. When I first met Julia, it was online, and it was in August of last year. And I must have seen a podcast, because I can't exactly remember why I connected with her. But I instantly felt a massive pull towards her. But I also wrote a song in 2007 called In Your Arms, a little song. My daughter, who's a teenager, sang it. My other son, who's only about 4 or 5, was in the choir. My other son produced it and made lots of little Zacks to sing in the choir. And we produced a song on a CD. And I got my husband to drive to Leicestershire. He knocked on the door. Is this stalking? He knocked on the door, and he gave the CD to Susan, the grandma, who's passed now. Anyway, that little song I managed to find again. So it's however many years ago, 2007, wherever we are now, 18 years, whatever. And I knew we'd sealed it. And we never heard of it again. Susan did phone me up the next day to thank me. But I found the CD, and I had to find an old CD player, and I played it to Julia. And last night I looked at my messages, and my messages were both crying, because I felt like my little CD had got to where it always needed to go. And it was a song written to find Madeleine. And I will, if we do another one, I will get it, but I don't know how best to play it, because it's on a CD and everything. Because it is really, really moving, and it's even more moving now. And I asked her permission. I said, because I'd sent it on WhatsApp, and I know it's my song as such, but I just said, would you like me to try and get it out there? And she said, please get it out there. So anyway, Arika, I don't know how we made that happen, but let's try and make that happen for the little song. So that's why I felt a bond with Julia, but I wasn't really bothered about how definite she definitely had to be Madeleine, because I'd fostered 76 children, and every child, and adopted one, and 4 biological, and every child I have or get anywhere near is desperately with a primal need to find their heritage. Absolutely desperate. They do everything. They self-harm, they run away, they bombard, they do everything. They're destructive, they're positive, they're whatever, but they won't stop. They borrow phones, they they steal phones, they go on friends' laptops, they do anything to find their heritage or a parent that's not there. So my bond with Julia was just wanting to tell her she's normal. She's traumatized from her past. She's been abandoned and rejected, but she's totally focused. She's bilingual, at least. She's highly intelligent. She's very switched on. There's no way they can come up with anything with mental health with her, because it will be a lie if they do. So I just want the world to know I'm just going to try and do my best. I was crying. I prayed with her. I held her hand, but you can't just hold the hand. You've got to hold it on top of the table. I hugged her. It was priceless, to be honest, girlies. It was priceless, and I wouldn't have missed it for the world. And but I know that because she's not allowed anything. I came up with a few ideas. So again, bounce them back in a minute. Because, like, I've just been researching the Petersburg prison. So it's obviously a limited business. It has multiple directors. The director on the website isn't the one on Company's House, and there's a few. On Company's House, there's one that's back on who did retire or remove themselves, or resign. So there's a lot going on there with the directors. When I was talking to Julia, she's not even getting outside because it was really hot, to their own protocol and procedures. So we need people who are capable, because this isn't one of my strengths, to write to the directors, to write to, there's a man who's meant to be called, what's he called? The controller of prison, called Russ Williamson, because it's managed by Sodexo, private limited company. The controller of the prison, he needs to follow his own protocols and procedures, and we need to demand, because she's no parents, remember, that care. They're meant to be in hiding or whatever. No brothers and sisters, to give her what their own situation says a prisoner is allowed. And I can vouch that they didn't follow their own things, because it's a 2-hour, and by after an hour and 45 minutes, I wanted to go to the loo, but you're not allowed to go to the loo. But is that okay to not let a visitor who's not a criminal not go to the toilet? But no, they said, no, you can't. You have to go and stand over there, just like as if worse than school. So I stood there for a bit, but I didn't want to waste my time with Julia. And I said, well, how long will you leave me here for? And he said, well, we've got no more female officers because we have to pat you down when you come back in. And I just thought, oh my gosh, this is so horrible. And if she wanted the toilet, she has to go out of another door and be fully searched on the way back in. Anyway, so I don't know what their policies are for visitors on going to the toilet, but I can't believe that they can deny it you, or even deny it you for 10, 15 minutes or whatever. And I did challenge the guy, and of course he puffed and blowed and found somebody, but it was too late then. I said, no, I'll hold on for another 5, 10 minutes. And I just thought, if we don't hold them or push, or she's in trouble. She's in trouble.
She's in trouble.
She's in trouble because this is another thing. Like, I've just read out to you what stalking, harassment is. Well, we know she's done none of them. We know the evidence. She hasn't done it. There is no evidence to say she's done it. So if they're holding her, what's the first solicitor done, or barrister? What if they, let's just be evidence-based. She's still there. So what's the next one going to do? She shouldn't even be in prison. So they're how are they going to keep her in prison? They're going to have to either, you know, do things which we know are possible, because there's other people in prison who shouldn't be, like Wilfred Wong, or we have to put pressure on to make them follow their own policies and procedures until they realize there's so many people, you're just not going to get away with it. So she's fearful. she was fearful. She wasn't, she has no idea when this is going to end. And she's struggling to trust, but she did, well, she seemed to really trust me and a couple of people. But because different emails say different things to her, and some emails are old, you know, they're old and they're not up to date where things are. So she's confused as well, but totally focused and with it. So that's it for now, for a little bit, and then I'll just go through my thing. Feel free, Jana, or to ask me anything.
I think Karen is out here with us, and I just want to say hi. So that's so another strong warrior. Yeah, thank you for all that you have been doing for Julia. I have no words. Like, that's so risky. There's somebody's writing here, and that is so true. Petition to sue the prison system. It's actually all of them. Like, it's also all the journalists. We should start. They are harassing us. We spend all our lives. I mean, we could do something else with our life, but it's not human to do anything else than what we do right now. Not for us. Not for humans. We cannot. We cannot.
No. So, when you just said that as well about journalists, you know, when I was in the first court, and I felt like on that first time when I tried to go and see Julia, but somehow missed her, but I was in with Karen's court, and she was rushed in at the point, because there's been quite a few before. I could see the mainstream media young journalists in front of me, and I could see what were on their laptops, and I could see their phones and the faces of Julia coming up all the time, and they were saying things even then, tapping away, but because of that was in the court. But afterwards I went to a coffee shop and I got a picture of myself and I got a picture of them because I went and sat next to them, and they didn't know it was me, but I could see their laptops again, and I could listen to them discussing their jobs and how they were content generators, and how there's a narrative, and how there's no way there can be a fair trial. There's just no way. There's no way, the media. So that was the first one. And then the second one, Jana, I don't know if you want to say something. When we both spoke outside, there was mainstream media, Vans, BBC, the works, but they did not want us on it at all. And they even photoshopped me out, because I've got some pictures of us coming and videos down the stairs, and none of that's shown. So even though there were 6 of us, then they don't want to show another side. No, it's right. They don't. It's all controlled. But what I don't understand is these journalists that are doing this. How can they do it? Why? Because they're not after the truth as such, are they? They give, like I've just said, they've got a job to do. They have a narrative to follow, and they've got titles, content generator. There was another one. I saw them speak about it, hear about it, and wrote it down. So they had jobs to do, and presumably they're probably freelance. I don't know, and presumably they won't get paid unless their article was following that narrative. Do you remember the journalist we spoke to? Do you think? No. Oh, sorry. No, I'm on about the 3 before when I was on my own. But yeah, those ones. Yeah. Yeah, but you know the one we spoke to about the photos and the BBC. Yeah, and he came back to us, didn't he? Because he couldn't. Yeah. Do you feel like we touched his heart? I don't think anybody working for the BBC now, when I've just heard that a glass box has gone round the sculpture outside the BBC, because I was there at a gathering for Jeanette Archer. And when that man climbed up there and tried to hack at it, they've now put a glass box to stop, they've mended it and put a glass box to stop anybody else, when everybody knows that that sculpture was of somebody that had sex with his daughters and his pet dog. So I'm not sure. Would you work for the BBC now?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely
Oh my
not.
God.
Exactly. So at what point are people, so him, we were appealing to him. We were appealing to him to say that there
I
has
don't
to
know.
be another side. She's only 23.
Mm,
But
yeah.
I doubt it very much, because he was paid. He kept saying it's more than my job's worth. But that's what everybody says, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know
Just
what
so
happened.
sad.
I just lost the connection here, so I didn't.
Oh. Yeah, it's sad. It's really sad, because they are so dangerous. They're the ones that are dangerous, because they're just the puppets that are doing as they're told and creating content that's not true.
Absolutely.
But
Sorry.
I think they're paid. I think they're paid, and I think it's a lot bigger than that. I mean, of course, when you have students, that's one thing, you can get them to do easy things. But when you get up higher, what was the woman who many years ago made a live where she said the headline was Madeleine was not supposed to be found. She was supposed to be no. Well, what was the title? Madeleine was not supposed to be found. She was supposed to be hidden. And this journalist woman, she say we are silenced about this case.
Well,
And
it's absolutely obvious that that's the case. But how can there be a fair trial then? And why is she still in prison on remand? And why? What solicitors? She'd be better off standing for herself and getting hold of all of her evidence back and doing it herself. Because that court, Yana, the court that we were in the second time, how horrible was a place that? How bullying.
Vile, absolute vile. It was just, just bullying, just horrible. But the judge says 2nd of October. Is he told to do that?
Well, it felt like a game, didn't it? It felt like, oh, my holiday, your holiday. Oh, we have to fit that holiday in. Oh, it doesn't matter that there's a young woman rotting in a prison cell. It certainly, there's absolutely, it just feels like a bat and ball with somebody's life. Yeah, but it's more like a horror story, isn't it? Because the vibe was electric, but in a pensive, dangerous, fearful way, because I didn't trust one person in there apart from loving Karen and you, and getting to know a couple of good people, and that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, we could see, couldn't we? We could see Sky, BBC, all the journalists, what they're tapping away at, and the things like that. So why don't they say there's 6 people there for her?
We come down them stairs all together in a line, didn't we?
And I've got that video still.
The vans, the cameras were right in front of us. We were all together with Karen coming down them stairs, but they don't show that support.
No, but I've got it still. So good. At the right time. The thing is, I hoped it couldn't get any worse for her. I just can't believe she's in there. But I can believe that we've all got to do more. We've got to act as if it was us in there, coming from a different country. No mum and dad, no brothers and sisters, nobody. So we can't forget her.
We have to, like, she's our own daughter. Like, I was like, if this was my own daughter, I wouldn't be here right now. I mean, I wouldn't. Of course I wouldn't. I would be making so much noise. Like, I don't know, But
well, let me tell you.
I'm ashamed we didn't do this before. I'm ashamed of me but
No,
maybe
Rick, don't,
No.
because there's so
No.
many going on. And let's face it, I've now found out on some of the Julia sites, the ones that come up as soon as somebody puts Julia Wandelt in, there's people paid to confuse us all. We're down to very few we can trust.
Yeah.
And basically, action is what matters to me now. She needs out. She needs the CPS to see that they're gonna, you know, that what they're doing is extremely dodgy now, because no jury is going to be able to prove that that girlie, as gentle as she is, can maliciously know to do these things with threats of violence, harm. They're not. If you read the stalking thing, I mean, the prison sentences are horrendous, but obviously under certain tormenting situations. But this, I think it only came out in 2017 or something. So this is very new, and I think they want to make a scapegoat. I think they want to get her, because if they get somebody like her and silence her, you know, the other young man's just got out. What's he called? Zach, Z-A-C-K, I think he's called. He's just got out of prison, and all he did on his predator paedophile hunters site was put one after another convicted professionals, police, judges, everybody, but convicted. So it's factual. But he was put in prison, and the CPS has been forced to drop, because there's not a shred of evidence on him, but they're trying to make up something else to justify it. But the general public has got to say, no, enough's enough. You can't do this to good people. At best, Julie represents a stolen child that's been removed, you know, at some point and trafficked and traded or something. So, and at worst, we all know what I know what I believe more than ever now. But that's not just built on thoughts. That's not just built on research. That's built on the fact that there are some incredible people trying to pull enough together. And as they say, there's more ways of doing things than we realize. I just don't have all the skill sets, nor do any of us, do we? But there are a few who are pulling together some good stuff. So, and that's all I'm willing to say about that. So on their own website, like if anybody wants to do anything, you need to get on there, connect with her, email her, even top up her, because for her to phone out, she has to pay everything, and she doesn't know where it's going to come from. Like she was, her anxiety for that was sad, because it just was. It was sad because she has no idea where anything's coming from or when it'll end. And what else was I going to say then? Yeah, so if we went on the website, Peterborough Prison's website, we can get a lot of info on there and throw it back at them, email it back to them to make them safeguard her better and give her her human rights entitlement, or what, even as a private business, which is absolutely insane anyway. So there's people profiting on giving them the crappiest food, giving them everything the poorest possible, you know, hardly any staff, etc., in certain places, and yet tons when they're doing other things. So they can be held accountable, and we need to do a bit of work against that, I think, because that would at least make the prison realise, oh, we can't just, oh yeah, because they've stopped her gym. She didn't tell me this, but she's told somebody else. She loved the gym and she loved going there, and it was like an outlet for her, and everybody should have a human right to be able to do something like that. But somebody's told me they've stopped that for her. So we need to demand that they give her entitlement.
Why would they stop that?
Because it's a mental game, Yana.
Oh, for
They're
fuck's sake.
I thought, you know, with all the things I try and do for children, I thought, well, if I did get arrested and put in prison, you know, I'd survive. But not so sure.
Excuse my language, by the way.
I'm just not so sure, because I hated every second of being around the most controlling, evil things, radiation, everything, crap. It was just horrible, 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 horrible. But to see her almost skipping like a, you know, to come and find me, because we didn't even connect enough to be able to, we had to do it through a third party. It's not easy. They don't make it easy for any visitors. It's made as hard as possible. You wouldn't stand a chance if you were disabled to get in, I don't think. Or maybe they'd pull out all the, you know, maybe there'd be a way of helping those people. But people were getting hot. Children were getting hot. It's just horrible.
We have Arika Puliak here, who is saying, what about strike by the courthouse? What do you think would happen? Because there has been talks about that protest, and what do you think would happen?
Whoever that lovely lady is, the reality is in the UK, well, there were 6 of us, and even if we all brought 6, or Yana, there's so much fear, isn't there? Nobody dare do anything.
Yeah.
And even if we brought 3 people each, which I probably could bring 3, and if everybody did, then let's say there was 30 people there. But you know, I think those 30 people using policies and procedures to drain these services until they realise she's too hot to handle.
Yeah. I mean, what I did was to asking ChatGPT, what is the best I can do? A long time ago, what is the best I can do for her? And there it was the petition. This was what the conclusion is. I mean, because this is our right. This is our right to push, to ask the human rights agencies to back us up. I know that they're not going to, because the minister in Denmark, who is in war in the Ukraine or against Russia, I don't know what the fuck she's doing. She is a member of Amnesty International. Like, you can only be a member of one organization if you're a minister, and she is that of Amnesty International. So they took over also that. That doesn't mean that we should not keep push them.
I'm just curious.
Now we have done this work, you know.
So why has the petition not been in our group? Why has it not been posted on there?
Well,
that's just putting it out there. Just wondered why.
If Sheena is watching, then we would like to know why the petition is not shared on your page.
Free Julia, yeah.
But let's I mean, I don't know if there's any whiz kids on, you know, the help, Julia, that you've done, Arika. We need to get that off the ground more. And there's a big chunk coming over, especially when, you know, we need to keep some things just going round and round in a circle that's relevant for real people doing real things, starting where they are, like something Zara says, but I say another strand to it. So I feel like a soul sister to Zara, because I say to people, start where you are with what you have and do what you can. And if you go to sleep knowing you've done those things, and Zara said 2 of them on her show the other day, Arika. And so rather than us feeling overwhelmed, we need to start where we are with what we have, which is a voice, which is, you know, some people have super talents, but that help, Julia. We need to get really relevant people on there, relevant things, get rid of the trolls, get the petition going round and round again. But then we need to ask Sean to put it on his, I mean, hopefully he'll watch this back to see that we need masses of numbers, because we need to even just push a human rights in prison, or even not a human rights, because some people say that's not going to happen. Just push the protocol of the prison. It's a limited business. It can be held accountable. It can be pushed. You know, you can't just do this. And I want to know why one director resigned and then he's back again. You know, there's a lot of games and funniness going on. And those people, there's all their names there. So, you know, we need to do something. We have to. We can't just forget her there. She is Madeleine. When I'm with her, I can't even call it. I look at her and I think, I want to call you Madeleine, because you just look like a grown-up version. And and I have to remember to call her Julia. But that wasn't how I started, and I wasn't bothered, because all the children I look after, I care about them finding out who they are, finding their purpose, finding their heritage, and feeling worthy, and having a family, and having people are there for you. It's no wonder people don't survive on the streets, you know, and things like that, because we all have to belong.
We have a comment again here from Arika, say very good point to file complaint against jail. My worry is, will they harass her even more? And now we come back to Sarah's talk as well, because this is a sadistic behavior that is put all over our system, which I remember every time my kids, when they were small, they had a problem in school, and I say, I'm going to go and talk to somebody. They're like, no, please, because it's going to be worse, Mom. You know?
Yeah, that's true. That's so true.
But this is only happening because the adults.
And to be honest, the staff, they.
Have we frozen?
Are you frozen, Jana?
I think Jana's frozen.
Have I? Am I back?
Oh, not now, not now. You're back, girlie.
Sorry.
Yeah. Are you there? Yeah. The staff within the prison service, I think a lot. I'm not saying all again. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh. I wouldn't say all, because obviously I wouldn't do that, but there's a lot of staff that have an immature mentality, as in bullying, power trip of the job they're in. And they can be very dangerous to each other as well as prisoners.
Of course. And you know, to see all the little children there, because there's a women's side and a man's and the male side. And there's lots of young children, and you'd think to try and make them, you know, the best atmosphere for them. Yes, they've got some toys in the corner. Yes, this, that, and the other. But it's all about making that place, that time, so special, really, that for real criminals that they want to sort their lives out and get out. But Julia's not a criminal. No way. No way in a million years.
No way.
She's done nothing wrong. And we can't, as a society and as a world, we can't allow her to be in there much longer without creating a lot of noise. So I was going to say hello to the person that's up at 3:30 a.m. for themselves. That's such a precious thing for us. But we just hope that people share it and come up with solutions. But I've just got another one, because when I was on the train, one of the trains, lots of trains, I met a man, and he's a lawyer, which was interesting. I went carefully and I only talked to him at the end, but on land. But I did like him, and I told him a bit, and he said that Mumsnet, so I don't know about this either, because I tried to get on it. Mumsnet has a lawyer group to help mums out for lots and lots of different things. I'm not saying Julie is a mum. I'm saying that they care about miscarriages of justice, apparently. And it was just a way of me, because we're all trying to be her mum, because she doesn't have anybody. So he said, you know, you could email them, because he says he knows for a fact that they're extremely good, and jump on it and try and raise awareness for anybody that's being mistreated. And it's being mistreated to be in that prison.
Yeah.
So that's another one.
We have again here, can you connect with David Emery? He's from England. I know who he is. Can you just write to me what do you think David can do for us? I know him, so I can get in contact with him. But what do you think he can do for us? And Sandra Blackman is praying for our technical issues. Thank you so much, Sandra. And then I want to say that Sam, that is up at 3:30, I wrote with yesterday. She also is creating music and wrote 3 songs, maybe 4 songs now, and it's all about Power Woman and the children. And we already talked about creating an album together for this reason. and things are moving fast because we just have to be creative. And then I'm gonna take them down with music. I'm gonna, yeah. I mean, it's another thing. Like, what can we put everywhere that people can see everywhere? Like, I don't know, stickers. I feel like taking a parachuter and do like under the wall, and then put like a lot of flyers all over London or something. You know, I'm not gonna do that because not.
But Alison,
But
what you were just saying about the mum's net, that's a really good idea actually, because if we could get the petition in there as well.
We need people to help us do that, because that petition is just asking for DNA, but also to have her health needs checked. Because I know that when I was there, she was on painkillers, and I know that's not going to help her liver. And I was trying to see what she eats that could help, because I'm a homeopath of 25 years, and I was trying to see if there was like vinegar there or sea salt, and she was just saying that it's diabolical, really, and we couldn't really find anything that would help her. Because I was saying, well, I'd stop eating, or I'd eat less, or because I wouldn't want to be eating, like, even in the visitors, they had all they had was like trash, not a piece of fruit. I mean, like some people say, well, it's prison, what do you expect it to be? But the thing is, it's still the visitors. There's a section for visitors. I don't see why everybody's made to feel worthless, that we have no value and we can have the worst and the cheapest. However, the girlie behind there was the second nicest one, and I did think that she must feel she's doing something good to help, encourage, because basically the prison guards just walk around in a circle around you all the time for 2 hours.
Wow.
do you want me to try and read up, for example, the letter? Because I almost have all the letters ready. I just can do them better because I forget small things. But so you have an idea out there what we can write to them?
Of course. Well, you definitely. I don't know if you can tag them on at the end of this, but because I haven't got too much longer, because I've got a bit.
You go first, and then we can show them after. You go
But
first.
who's got the letters?
I got all the letters.
Have you? And what are the letters for? What are you wanting us to do with
I
them?
have letters for, let me see. They are all in the Facebook group, in files. We have an open letter to the Ministry of Justice in Poland, open letter to National Crime Agency, open letter to Operation Grange, open letter to Ministry of Justice the UK, open letter to the UK Home Office. And then I also have one to the Polish family, the McCanns, the twins, Operation Grange, all of them.
I've just thought of another one as well. The Find Madeleine Fund, that's a business as well. And there's directors, and one of them's Kate, one of them's Jerry, so I'm not sure why that's not a conflict of interest. But and then another one's a media guru, and then there's another one. So when you think about it, when you think of all the money, they had everything, didn't they? They have everything. And like, some of the people they just say we've only to deal with evidence and facts. But sometimes, like, the truth, like, only the evidence of one thing is handed in and not the evidence of another. So to find out a balanced truth is difficult. And I think some of them letters, we need to push Operation Grange big time, because we've got the evidence of how they handled her, which was appalling. So I know all of this. Does this help Julia in prison for stalking? But surely, to show that she didn't imply threats, didn't threaten physically, surely, she was in Poland, so they're going to have to provide, and it was only twice, but they've got to, the Crown prosecution. So I don't know. What do you think about solicitors and barristers? And she meant to have another one. Well, unless they get her out of there and they do it from, how could it be okay?
Who is a solicitor?
Yeah, in the end, it's gonna be best for everybody to represent themselves. In the end, because you're the only one who can stand up for yourself. Go into a courtroom and they say sit down, and you say no, I don't want to sit down. You
It's the
cannot
first,
choose. I have to sit down.
And she's
And
first
then,
thing
capable.
they do is say stand
and
up.
then,
Yeah.
and then you have to ask the lawyer, can you give me your papers that you are a legal lawyer? And he won't give it to you. And this is happening in Denmark of sovereign people who are trying it out. And it really happened a few times that the lawyer walk out of there, he don't know what to do. Because it's something they have to, but then you have to study sovereignty and the sovereignty law, which is one thing that the warrior table maybe should get up very fast, a course in sovereignty, which can be taken on the New Earth University. So I would get information about that, because that's
I know we're so close to that, but how does Julia, navigate the UK's judiciary when we know already that it's almost like
that's
it's
why
not.
she has to. That's why what she can do is be Julia, and
So
that's
she. Sorry, Arika. Sorry, carry on.
no, you say.
No, I was going to say. So Julia is better off representing herself rather than
I
letting
think
any solicitor.
everybody at this time, everyone who is getting their children taken in Denmark, the lawyers who fight for them lose their papers. They cannot be lawyers anymore. So it's just obvious that they are all corrupt, and if you don't want to be corrupt, they kick you out. So the best you can do is, yes, stand up by yourself. I believe that. And maybe I can get videos together from the people who have done it here. And all the lawyers, you would sit normally with a lawyer next to you and you go, why did you say that? That would never happen if you represent yourself. Julia knows exactly what to say.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Better
She's
than
more.
any lawyer. Yeah.
Yeah. She's more qualified to do it than anyone.
Yes. There's not a question she cannot answer.
I think that is the safest for her to do that.
I know, but she doesn't. She's got another set, and I don't know what she thinks. I don't know what Karen thinks, to be honest, of hers. But they're negotiating and navigating our system now to get out. For Julia to get out, because if she was out, there's so much more she would do and could be done. And she deserves that one day. She deserves miscarriage of justice now.
Yeah.
They cannot have the grounds to keep her there unless there's something huge I've missed, but I don't believe so.
Sorry, Alison.
Yeah, and I was just going to say something. In case something is going to happen to her while she's in there.
Sorry, didn't hear that.
If something is happening to her while she's in there, I don't know, I don't know. Because
she doesn't feel safe in there at all. But she's got some great people seeing her. So surely it's building up. So surely even this is we're only telling the truth. I'm only telling the truth from my perspective of going in there. And there's a lot of things I'm not saying. And I don't know how the Crown prosecution have got her in there. I don't know how a barrister or solicitor hasn't already got it dropped, for instance. Why aren't the McCanns dropping it? Why would any normal mother and father, sovereign mother and father, which I don't believe they are, why would they not be doing everything? I'd give my own DNA if it would really help. How many people would now just to put her out of her misery? But to be honest, it's gone further than that now, because I know that there's professional people out there who've seen enough evidence to know that she's very close. It's just she shouldn't be in prison. So there's a lot of people believe Julia is Madeleine, a lot.
Yeah.
So why is she in there? Why can't the solicitor get it dropped?
It's all controlled.
But by much higher up people.
It's all connected. What I say here, I have a ton of law books. I was shocked at how much of our law system in America is occulted. It is all connected. It's very obvious here in Denmark too that it goes all the way up. Like, so if, for example, the municipality do something to me and I want to complain, I do it to what is it called? Well, I don't remember. But he's in it. The ombudsman, I don't know in English. He's in it. Then there's the high judge. They are in it. Then what do you want to do? You cannot do anything.
But why did they change it from magistrates' courts to the what's it called? What's the next
Crown.
one up? Sorry, Crown Court.
Crown.
Other than making it like a 12-day hearing, 2-week hearing because of weekends and everything. That's insane for what's there. It's like, why have they made it worse when, for instance, like another thing under the stalking, it said, has she threatened and damaged property? Has she repeatedly monitored phones and computers and laptops? She's not done any of that. She's tapped on a door and begged for DNA. It's mental, isn't it?
She was crying, like, we have that recording. It's been public to everybody to hear because she was definitely not embarrassed to show it. So she definitely didn't believe she was doing harassment, or else she wouldn't have put it on her Instagram, I think.
I think she was still hoping there might be a chance of, you know, some good coming out of it. But she knows now that, you know, it's out of her hands now. But it's not out of all our lot. We are the majority. And general public, we need to care about her, because if one of us gets put in for something, you know, like, God help us, is if I don't know why any of us think we're any different, why we just want to carry on our lives as if it doesn't matter. It does matter. Karen matters. I could have easily been Karen. I mean, if it had been nearer, if it had been Preston or somewhere, I'd have been the one going to picking her up. I'd have been the one to put her in my shepherd's hut and look after her and mother her. I wouldn't have hesitated if it was all nearer to take her, because we've already been to the house with the CD years ago. So I don't know how any of that intention, how they can distort the intention of Julia, who is just the most loving, kind, desperately wants to feel safe and cuddle and loved. She's just so special. She could be an angry, horrible, you know, and rightly so, but she's not.
She's really angelic. I mean, she just does the most.
And she's just like Madeleine grown up. And I'm not going off the you know, for me now, the pictures that they adapted, put eyeliners on, put baby cheeks on a 4-year-old to make them look like a 3-year-old. I'm not on about that. There's so many other things of her just shining, and she shines, and she knows deep down who she is, and she knows I believe her. But it didn't matter to me. I know it matters to her, but it didn't matter to me either way. I would be just as bothered if she was in prison. But guess what? If she wasn't asking for DNA off the most famous couple who've lost a child in the world, do you think this would be going on? Do you think they think the world's we're all stupid and fools? They wouldn't be doing a thing, would they? You wouldn't even be able to get your local policeman to come round. Not for tapping on a door and asking for DNA. It's insane.
But it does look like the people are stupid, because the people don't believe we have power anymore. And that is stupid, because we do have power. We are still the 99%. We need you.
We
need you.
Put it there, girls. We are. We are. And we have to. We have to.
I mean, we do make difference.
We do. We have to believe that each one person can shine. You know, we have to believe that. What's the point?
Now, Sarah is saying, Kate said there's nothing you can do. Why did she say that? So when Julia was outside the door of the McCanns, Kate was crying, no, like she was very sensitive
Emotional.
and emotional, and that is recorded as well. And then we can hear Kate say, "There's nothing you can do." Why do
Well,
you think?
I'd love to ask Sarah, what she thinks that's referring to, because I know what I think. I think that Kate knows there's a bigger, stronger power way above her that that she feels powerless to. That's what I believe, and I'm allowed to have a belief.
Me too.
Mm. So it's not
Yeah,
good though, is it?
I think she would be safer representing herself, and she's more than capable. That's true.
You only have to talk to Julia for a few minutes to realise how switched on she is. She's more capable than the whole of Operation Grange Old Boys put together. But they should be held accountable. Their names are there. They should, each one of them, be held accountable, because if they know stuff and they have, they should be held accountable for what they're doing. Because if they think they're just going to shut each one of us up, it's not going to happen with us. But we just need more and more and more people to care. And imagine it was their daughter in there.
Yeah. And then if somebody want to study sovereignty or the opposite Black Law Dictionary is the book that you need to get help from.
Do you know, I wonder if that's in the library. I doubt it in the prison library, but that's the sort of thing she could pick up in a heartbeat. It's not going to be in there, is it? No.
Nope. Do they have a library inside the like? It's not like she can get an ebook or something.
No, she can't get anything online.
Thank you, Aranka. Thank you for just send that to me, please. Yes. God help us. Take a look at my situation. People avoid the truth. People do not believe an asset can be memory wiped or used in various ways. Julia is remembering. Julia is recalling. True. And I meet many people that, and it's very young that she remembers, because I am meeting a lot of people that are in the 50s or 60s when they suddenly remember things. So she remembered a full moon that I never met in any investigation pages on YouTube, or never I saw a video where they mentioned it was full moon. And then Julia is sitting saying, I remember it was full moon. And then somebody was checking it and it was full moon. Should she have been sitting in her 21-year-old life being so bored that she had been sitting finding out it was full moon the day Julia was taken, and she remembered being paralyzed with a drug, being held, taken through the window, being held and walked to a car, and then being paralyzed, but still being able to see. She could see the full moon. And she's been put into a car, into a box. She remembers a lot. And more and more and more.
And she is remembering more and more, because she does fear for herself, and she did tell me some things. And it was made me cry, but her memories are sealed now. They're coming back so strong, because trauma does, when trauma happens, the trauma is so heightened, the smells, the taste, the touch, that's all sealed in the brain, but they can drug you so that you forget that until that wears out through your liver. So they're horrible, they're evil, they're clever, but the human body is incredible at going backwards to try and help heal the inner child. And she's got it all. She's got it all. I was saying, can you not write a book in there while you're there? Can you not start getting your thoughts down? Because she's just so special. But I've never been in one. It was all a shock to me. I just didn't expect it to be so horrible.
I never visit anybody either. Sorry, Pierre, that I should have visited all the time. I was scared. Yeah. Power is in the masses.
It is in the masses, but it's also it's quality, not quantity, because we've never had quantity. Like with my friend, close friend, Jeanette Archer, what she's managed to do on her own, and it's, you know, it's grown and grown and grown, and a little conference that's grown bigger and international, and her work about satanic ritual abuse is just huge now, and she cannot believe where it's got to, and it's like it can't go backwards now. There's just survivor after survivor after survivor, and like you said, Arika, they're younger now, remembering terrible things. Maybe it's because we are all cleaning up, although I know we're being poisoned as well. The ones who are wanting the truth, we're not putting up with it, are we? We're not just accepting the next load of crap thrown to us. So maybe we are all becoming very aware and remembering what we should remember.
And on a spiritual level, that's what I'm hoping, that Julia is that person to wake everybody up.
Oh, flipping it. That sent shiver down. That sent the willies down my neck, that one. Because that's so powerful, isn't it? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so powerful. But we just need her out.
I feel
do.
that if we are not getting her out and something happened, humanity is lost. This is how I feel.
Well, I'm not going to think like that, Mrs. You've got this amazing program, and we are going to push and keep pushing.
Well, what if something happens to her? Then what?
I don't know. I don't want to think like that. I want to think that all of heaven is helping, because I tell you what, for me to even get in the prison, I needed a lot of help, spiritual, good help from above to make my life able, but also to honestly, it wasn't easy. She still doesn't have my email. She's not got me letter. She's not connected phone number wise, because apparently if they try and they don't get you, they don't try again, or they don't whatever. So it's been done through a third party. On their website it says no visiting at the weekend, and so when it was coming through Saturday, I was like, it's a lot for me, because I have to organize a hotel, lots of trains, and you know, I was thinking if I get there and it's not ready on, so there was like lots of hoops to get through to get there for me.
And how far away are you, Yana?
I think I'm about an hour and a half away driving.
But because hopefully somebody's got a message to her that you spoke outside the court, I'm sure she'd love you to go. But you see, she has to accept you. It's all done the wrong, like in a way around, which is fine, because obviously she only has to have who she wants. But it's about trust. If she doesn't know anybody or who they are or what they're going to say.
Well, she doesn't know me, so I don't know.
No, but she knows me, and she knows somebody else you know. So they only have to say that you're closer, because she wants me to go back, and I can't just go back. I can't.
If she wants me there, then I'd 100% go.
Okay, well, we'll put that to the person.
And I sent her letter and money so she can call me. But I don't know. I only sent one. Maybe I should send another one.
But going back on a positive,
yeah. Sorry.
This young girl has been through everything she's been through. It's a miracle that she's shown up. She's here today. So we have to fight for her.
We do.
You know, Madeleine McCann, I never seen this coming. I never seen Julia coming.
No. I knew it was an ugly ending, and I knew that I was never, although I did my little song, that was because the world cared, didn't it? Good people in the world cared. Bad people don't care. But good people, it affected our lives, which, you know, fits in with the spiritual draining the energy, because it's making us grieve all the time. It was perfect for them, all the bad side. But No, they certainly didn't expect us to survive and come back fully compass mentis, bilingual, incredibly intelligent, and
Plays the
taking on the
guitar.
lot, and and taking them on, and sings and can write songs and is creative. So the thing is, we've got to believe in her, and we've got to push, but we've got to use what we can to get her out now, while everything else is going around us, because we don't know who to trust. We don't. I don't now. I do not know who to trust. I do trust Karen. I love Karen. And I know that it could easily be me. And God help anybody, you know, if it had have happened that way around. That's why I'm trying so hard, because I just feel I'm so close to it. It's just that we need to care about other people's children and other people's situations when it's completely wrong. I mean, a criminal's a criminal, and yes, of course, but not when you're not when no CPS is going to be able to prove implied threats, monitoring, damaging property, repeated this, but they're not going to be able to do any of that.
Mm.
Do you know any of this? Do they have her as Sally, or do they have her in solitary?
No, they can't do that, for goodness sake. Don't put that in the Reds. They can't treat her like that, because she has to be a threat to others then, and she's none of that.
So what is he writing here? Are they holding her mail? Probably only giving her phone calls. They probably have her on suicide watch. I don't know.
Well, God knows, but they still have the two prisoners prison numbers, and they still have her down as two names. So
Yeah,
you see, under sovereign law, surely she'd be able to say, well, I'm neither of them. But you know,
exactly. I mean, I don't get it. So is she Wandelt or is she Wandel? Now, if I write to her, I have to write Wandel without the T.
well, like I said, I haven't got anything through, so I don't want to confirm. But if people start writing to the prison, you know, and don't just go off their website, go off Company's House and different things, then surely we can, like this man that's meant to be, what's he meant to be? The controller of the prison, Russ. Well, Russ needs to tell us how do we get money to her? And because just imagine if it's gone to two places. How wrong and evil is that? But don't trust them with anything.
If a call was made to Peterborough Prison, would the call go straight through to Peterborough, or do they have like a call centre?
I don't know. I haven't tried that, but they are an independent business, aren't they? They're a limited business in their own right, like their own franchise of a prison.
Okay.
So presumably they don't care about the next prison. They're bothered about how much money they can make, minimum outgoings. Be interesting if somebody, you know, wants to look that up. But like for me, I'm just exhausted. I've taken days to just recover. And I've got a big family, loads of grandbabies. Like I've got a meal, you know, later. And I have to try and jump in these worlds, but I can't. Leaving her was the hardest thing in the world. And when I got in the taxi, in fact. Because it's even horrible outside. Because you've got all these cameras and I've got a lovely taxi man. And I told him about it as well. Told everybody. I said that you've got somebody in this prison who shouldn't be here. But it's just a horrible, it's just wrong. She's not a criminal. So I'm not even going to pretend that, you know, say I was visiting somebody who's doing time for a crime, but I'm not even going to go there, because it's like leaving a teenager, really. Not because she's naive, and it's because she's got nobody. I know she's got a few of us, but even some of them she doesn't know whether to trust, because some have betrayed her. let's face it, even on the Free Julia site, why the heck can't we all pump this DNA get that thing going? Why can't we get that to thousands? Why can't we get Ron or Sean to pump it out to his people? If it
I
and
would
why
send
can't
this. I will send this to Ron now, and actually now also I can send. I just got recently in contact, so I have them close, and
okay.
then it's been about Sada, and now that is also still there. But yeah, it's
But
just that.
I feel like they do care. So, and they have been the one to platform for Zara. And so I don't know if either of them have visited her, but they need to go if they're going to see why this needs speeding up, and we need pressure of holding people to account. And for me, I changed my profile and encouraged everybody, and I know hardly anybody's done it, but the thing is, and everybody moans and says, well, people are confused. But the thing is, so what if Julie's beautiful face keeps coming up until she's free? Or even do it half your profile and half Julia, because it's a huge miscarriage of justice. And Yana, if what you said is going to happen, that is phenomenal, and we're in at the beginning. If that little girl grown up is to expose trading of children, my goodness me.
I really hope.
But then we've been honoured, haven't we? We should see this as a privilege. This is a privilege to try and help her. God, it's traumatic though.
It's really the trust issue because of that we're doing a lot of work and then nobody's sharing it, and it's like, why on these huge stations? But it can also, because I can see now we have made like 3 lives in 3 days, and already I cannot follow up of the people writing to me.
Oh,
like
but
in the beginning.
Arika, that's really good. But people will understand. We've just got to keep giving it back to people, because we're nothing special, are we? We're just starting where we are with what we have and doing what we can. But that is inspirational, and that is an example to people, and hopefully people will care and break out of the numbing and the psychology that she's a stalker and all this crap. And I'm happy to be put down, because I've got videos and pictures of in the coffee shop of the people who've got a job to do. Well, we've got a job to do, but haven't we?
Yeah. Sandra Blackman also, I think, have visited already, Julia, and can contact her again. Yeah, so that is so good, because I can't. I mean, I wish I just lived right next to them, and I would be there.
I think Sandra's saying that she's finally got contact with her, but she can find out how to actually visit her. It's another ball game visiting. There's lots of hoops to get through, but once you've done it once, it's meant to be easier the second time. But if anybody was a bit nearer.
Yeah, we cannot do anything about that.
Someone just put in a comment before, I didn't see who it was, saying this needs to be taken to Elon Musk, but
Oh, but he's a bloody, you see,
if
Elon Musk was to, he can sort. No, it's not going to. Any of those biggies are not going to be the ones to sort this out. It's going to be the little ones who.
This is humanity. This is the mother's work. This is mother's work, and the fathers who can also be mother lions.
We need the bloody alpha males as well, Arika. We need all of them, because it's exhausting. But it's not going to happen from the big, massive, platforms of people like that, or even whatever you think they are, because I don't believe they're people anymore. So,
but that's what I mean. Like, Sean is such a busy person that he can miss things, like things can get lost in between. So it's like, do they know the petition is there? Like, should I contact? Is it because that they are taking care of me because it's it's not safe for me. Like all the things are going through my head. Why are they not sharing it? You know, like.
Well, I think they'll probably say something like go to like the new Help Julia, but I'd be saying to them, no, we need your help to get the song out there. We need your help to do this. We need your help to do that, because she needs us. Humanity needs her, and we need help. And that's why it's called Help, Fake Julia.
I'm pretty sure Ryan is still in contact with her, yes. So I will send this. It was recently that I see Ron surprised that there was a petition going on. I think he didn't know. So I will send him link to this after. There was a lot of love for you before when you were a little sad love. And you are Mama Bear.
Who's a Mama Bear?
You.
Oh, me? Oh,
You.
I am definitely a Mama Bear and a Nana, and I love her. I love Julia. I absolutely just wanted to bring her home. But she was crying and she just wants to go back home, which is Poland for her. You know, she's got nothing that's familiar. It's horrible. It's just horrible.
Sam is saying Elon spoke up for the other English guy in jail who is fighting for the children victims of the grooming scams. I mean, did you see the other day? I have it on my Facebook. So I saw the new FBI team when Trump was hired, and he's like a Pakistani guy in the bus. I watched him for 2 hours while they stood him in. I like this guy. I mean, that was serious shit. That was not a stupid, that was a smart guy. And now there are two people sitting saying, they're saying it just the other day. The flags are in the bag. It's all there. If you have been on the black and you have done something with kids, it will soon knock on your door, and it's not going to be the Amazon.
Yeah, you said that to me.
Well, and I saw that,
and
you know,
really like that with like eyes like that. He's scary.
and you know, is it the kiddie porn site? What's it called? So Netflix Kid Flicks or something like that, where it had 1.8 million subscribers and it's been taken down. So there's 1.8 million people who subscribe to see child porn. So they've got all them details. Somebody's got all them details, haven't they? So those 1.8 million people could get a knock on their door. And the thing is, if you've messed with children, in my faith, it's worse than drowning with a millstone around your neck. So you just guard your babies. And we've got to try and help other mums with babies and other people's children. And Julia, while her Polish family are nowhere to be seen, even though apparently she wouldn't want them anywhere near her anyway. So,
but yeah, they ran away. So it was like after she was taken to prison, they disappeared. Who knows that they disappeared and ran away? Who are looking for them?
But what, with your own children, you'd be there, wouldn't you?
Of course.
You'd be there for your children.
Especially because they say she's mentally sick. Okay, so if she's so mentally sick, first of all, she wouldn't be in prison right now. She would be in the mental institution for making all that trouble. But she's not. So why? It doesn't make any sense that you're not helping your daughter.
They're not the parents.
No.
They're not the parents. They're sick. They're evil. They're not nice.
And we can see on the trolls that are coming out from them. They are not nice. They put smiley emojis at everything that is not funny.
I know. I loved the way you handled, Arika, I loved the way you handled that troll the other day, though, when they tried to, I loved it. No, we've got to be onto it, because for once somebody's telling them, getting rid of them, and it might cause another one. We're onto them, because we don't need anybody to make this situation for Julia any worse. She doesn't deserve it, and I don't care what they all think. There's more than enough evidence now, but there's also some very, very clever people trying to help. And when I say clever, I mean working behind the scenes to evidence things like the Polish people aren't hers. You know, there are people trying to do things, and it just needs to be sealed, and we just need more, and just to keep going. We need to keep going, but we need to lift her morale as well. So, you know, maybe somebody will tell her about this, you know, and that'll help her, encourage her.
And there's like the thing about if they want suddenly to provide her now with a DNA test, who is going to believe it? The test, if it comes out and says she's not her. And now,
Arika, honestly, there's other people who can do. There's more ways of skinning a cat, even though I don't like that saying. There's other ways of doing things, and they're banking. The bad people are still banking on us lot being too stupid and too dumbed down to care. But there's a lot of good people who since 2007, like I'm meeting people who were there in 2007. They went to go and try and find her, and they found lots of strange things then. They were just normal people who went to try and help, flew out there. I mean, how amazing is that? And my little song I wrote, you know, begging my husband to just drive to anywhere, follow the yellow ribbons and find the house. And he did with two of my children. It's all crazy. It's so exciting as well, though, because Yana, you've really encouraged me, because I needed picking up after that.
It's a reason. She's here for a reason, definitely.
Yeah.
This does not happen. You don't get a young girl, a little girl, disappear, the biggest missing person in the whole world, in the world, and then 18 years later, she shows up.
And then you leave her alone.
That is not coincidence.
We cannot leave her alone, people. No. I cannot live with myself. I cannot.
And that you said to me the other day, Arika, which is so true. You knowing what you've done, if you was to die tomorrow, that you've done what you can. That's what we've all got to do.
Yeah, but that's why we had to make this live, because I really felt that when I had written the letters and I had made the petition, I could spend more time out in all the chats where people it's full. The whole net is full of videos about this story since 2007. So you go into the new ones and you see all the comments, and people are just like, give her the DNA. And I'm like, okay, so I could have spent 10 hours or an hour a day going into these comments, putting it there. And if you think so, please sign it. But we have to start one place, and so that's today. And
another positive thing. Another positive thing. Thank you, Julia. I've met some incredible people. Two beautiful ladies right here. Thank you.
Aww. And you, Yana. And I mean, they were special times even outside the court, weren't they? There's an experience when you don't believe justice is happening. What a horrible thing. Well, 5 years ago, I did think the British UK justice system was better than most countries. That's what I did think. I don't believe that now at all. I think the absolute opposite. And I believe sooner or later, all the judges and solicitors and all the people in the nice big club, one by one, will get exposed. That's what I believe. But even while that's going on, and however many years that takes to happen, Julia, Crown prosecution need to be held accountable. Why they're holding her in there, why she's in prison, why that's justified as the taxpayers' money. Everybody needs to be bothered. And I know that Jarod's taught us that we have to have very solid stuff. We're talking about all of this because we truly believe there's so much more dimensional things going on. However, for her today, she's going to sleep in a prison bed. and she doesn't know when that's coming to an end. And the way they spoke at the court, who knows what they're going to do? Move the dates again? Don't put anything past any of them. And it's certainly not justice, and it's certainly not the full truth coming out. So, you know, we've got to keep going. Mumsnet, we've got to, you know, do the petition. Consider Harvey doing your profile, change it to either Julia or Julia and yourself. Try and make it conversations about her wherever you go, especially when you're near there. Because it's easy. You know, I said it to the hotel lady. I said, do you know you've got somebody in your prison down the street who shouldn't be there?
I speak about it all the time.
Oh,
I'm a mobile hairdresser, so.
Oh, yay! That's
That's a good way
good.
to get it out. That's a very good way to get it out.
That is a brill way. Well, I do. At morning, the first thing, I'm sleeping so well, so I feel so blessed. I am holistic, so I do magnesium on my feet and castor. I do all sorts of funny things, but I sleep so well. And then I wake up, and the first thing is thinking of Julia and saying a few prayers. But then I get in my cold tub outside, and believe you me, that's an experience, and I hate it every time I get in it, but I absolutely love the dopamine fix afterwards. But when I'm in there, I say just prioritize my day, just make me like clay, ready, available to do my best. And I can only do that. I'm 59 years old. I've got tons on, I've got all sorts of things, but I'm living in two worlds. So where
You
Arika
are fantastic. You are superwoman. Absolute superwoman.
No, but Yana, the thing is, do you not feel you're living in two worlds? Like, what are we doing now? What the hell are we doing, us three?
Literally.
Oh, look, Arika's in a bloody country. And we'd never, ever meet, would we? And I trust you so much. Don't ever hear anything that's not from us or from each one, because that's another thing that's happening. People are emailing and saying bad things about people that are visited. So how does Julia know? So it's coming from people paid to destroy this. They did it to Jeanette Archer all the time. She was down to so few, even though she's speaking the truth. And she has loads of people who are for her, but it's the ones that are cruel. It gets to you, and it does. But if we can keep each other close and, you know, trust our motives, because we've no other motive than helping her get out and helping other children like her.
Yes.
And it's been growing because of Julia. I mean, of course, Sean have to get the biggest for opening that space, and then Julia comes, and then all of you come. And
Yay! Absolutely.
Women warrior tables in the whole world, like 5 in a week or something. It's like going really fast. So I think we are unstoppable. And I really like that you say that you sleep good at night, because this is what it will bring with you. It brings to you, if you have trouble finding your sleep at night, help people. Then help other people.
And I just wait, and I just reject the bad, and we've got so. I mean, like when I left the prison and I was on grass, you know, because I was thinking maybe I can help her learn to ground herself every time she can get outside. Get your shoes and socks off and ground yourself. But because that's when she said they're not letting me out. So this is why we've got to help, and we will, girlies. And Arika, thank you for making this happen, and thank you for helping me, because when I phoned you up a couple of days ago, I was sobbing. I couldn't think in an order. I couldn't. I was traumatized. The whole thing traumatized me.
Yeah. I could
and
see that.
And you know, I hope she's out before I have to visit her again, because it will make me feel so sick and nauseous and awful, and yet to see her little face, it is special.
To stay positive, I believe that if we get 1,000 signatures, and we, the three of us, or whoever will help in the back get the letters so smooth, ready. Then we are gonna put it out everywhere, everywhere. It's open letters. We will get hopefully shot. Just that it's out there. I put it on the net. We screenshot it. It's out.
Well,
We know we
I
give them
know
48 hours to respond. 48 hours.
I know Zara's so busy, and rightfully so, and it's incredible how things have moved fast for her. But she cares too, so we just need some more caring, don't we?
Yeah, and it's other people than the survivors that have to care, because
Yeah,
the reason they cannot comprehend more. So they cannot comprehend somebody else's big
I
story.
know.
So
Well, that's
she can feel for Julia, but she cannot put herself in to study it, look at it. She have no idea. She
no,
have
but
no
that's so true of a survivor, isn't it? That they're on overload anyway. But to be honest, as a supporter, I feel on overload too. But like you said, if anything happened to you, I know I can put my head on the pillow and know I've done everything I can in my life that I live. And I don't say that in a boastful way, and I don't say that in a way to make me feel anything special. I say that because I have to live with me. I've got to live with my conscience, and I can't leave her there without trying everything. So, girlies, thank you so much. I'm going to leave it now because I've got this birthday. But honestly, it's been absolutely amazing seeing you both again. And wherever this goes, I'm willing. You know, we've got to push this out until she's out. So
Yeah.
if doors
idea.
open, Arika, well, I'll be happy as long as I'm best doing things quite impromptu. I like winging it and wonging it.
Can you
My
give her a lot of hearts? Give her Alison a lot of hearts so I can get her back. Not that it's not for me, it's for you guys, because she knows so much. She have done so much work. Like I don't know where to start. What you have done in this
I
work.
don't even know how to leave this. How do I leave, darling?
I
can
have to
throw you
go to.
out. I can throw you out.
You'll throw
We
me
love
out, baby.
you.
Bye, bye, bye,
Love
bye,
you.
bye, bye, bye.
Wow.
My
Wow. We
amazing.
also been on 2.5 hours.
My little one's just come in. I've just said,
Yeah.
you're not coming. Wanted to come on camera. Like, no, I'll be
No.
finished in a minute.
Yeah. Please get into our Facebook. Where can I? I'm gonna put all in the description. I'm still learning, so I cannot do all before it's finished and uploaded. Then I can put everything in the description. We cannot see the live chat when we finish after. It's just gone.
Oh, really?
So that's why I try to get everybody's post up, so we can look at it after. We have an email called Julia's Spaceholders, proton.me. If you have anything, send it to us, and we will be back.
Thank you. Thank you, Arika.
Thank you for finding your power balls.
And I had to.
Yeah, and me too. We have to, and everybody can. Somebody said to me the other, but I can. If I can, then you can. That was what forced me when I started playing basketball. I remember, if he can do that, I can learn. I can also do that. I mean, it's possible for everybody. It's not like one is born
That's it.
bigger or better anything than anybody else. If you want to sleep good at night, please share this everywhere. And
Yeah.
and thank you so much, all of you, and thank you, Jan.
Thank you.
And we'll be back on another warrior. I need you back in my warrior table for everything else.
Love you
Love
guys.
you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. And yeah, we'll be back. Thank you so much for all your comments and to be with us and sharing and caring. Thank you.
Yes. Do you take me out of here, or do I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can just say 1, 2, 3, and then I go in, and then Julia's song will come on. 1, 2,
Okay.
3, and cha. I think.
There is a girl that no one's found, sleeping on a battleground. Testify to what she sees. Desert storm, rebel queen. Stand up for her reality. She won't falsify her memories. No, the darkest parts and boldest lies have yet to be revealed. Afraid of all that could be spilled. The greediest upon the hill. She laughs when others think they know. Plantation, suburb, scandal show. Stand up for her reality. She won't falsify her memories. The deepest wounds are unspeakable. Won't you press repeat? The saints are replaced. There will be no escape. Take her by the hand. The lost children are found. Be the voice of the voiceless. Welcome to some high frequency shit. Star seeds and baby boomers unite. Are you ready for this? Mothers, we the mothers of the lost children, declaring independence. Mothers, I hear you. I hear you. Children, I hear you. Are you ready to take home our children? Mothers, mothers of the lost children, fathers of